Hey everybody, Pastor Vern for January 13th, 2021. It's a Wednesday as we continue on in our processes of becoming more informed about the folks that and events of the scriptures, and hopefully give us some stronger insights to how the gospel affects us. Um, Also, we want to lift up that, excuse me, that we would sure enjoy having you come to worship with us in one of our locations. We have four locations and three worship times. If you need more information on that, you can call myself or the Methodist Church in St. Edward, and or respond on one of the Facebook pages, especially mine, with a message, and we'll get you more information. Okay, well, today we're going to talk about Matthew. Matthew is also known as Levi. In fact, I think it was probably the first mention of him in the scriptures. We see Levi, named Levi, that Jesus come by. Levi, son of Alphaeus, came by and seen him at his work. What was his work? He was a tax collector. He was hated by his fellow Jews because he was considered a traitor by working for the Romans. Now, why would someone go into a job where they were going to have that much disdain by the people that they are part of, the heritage of, or people that they were going to live around? Well, partly because it was quite lucrative to be a tax collector. We because of where Jesus calls Matthew from, the description of the area where he was, we believe that he was a customs official, I guess you would call him, and that he was taxed imports and exports, and he did it based on his own judgment. He could charge whatever taxes he wanted as long as he gave the Romans the share that they thought was necessary for them, which caused other problems because they didn't have to be equitable taxes. If he had someone he decided he was going to tax more strongly than somebody else, he could do that. He has been called the dishonest tax collector by the folks that have described him in the Gospels. It's kind of one of them things where maybe Matthew gets up in the morning and he has some special need in his life. He needs to purchase something. He could raise the taxes that day, skim off the top, and then have the opportunity to use that money for himself. So you can understand why these folks were not well liked. They were called traitors. They were inequitable about the way they taxed people. There was a certain amount of greed that was associated, but they had a relatively comfortable life if they could stomach the ridicule that would be coming their way. But here's something that happened that is just extraordinary when you think about it. Someone who's already probably given up a lot of his moral compass in order for wealth. It was as simple as Jesus saying, "Come, follow me." And it says Matthew gets up from his table where he collected the taxes at that entry point, and his life changes dramatically as he becomes one of Jesus's followers. Many folks will tell you, the theologians would say that Matthew was maybe the first gospel that was written, that he was the first of the disciples, or of anyone, rather. I guess the one gospel was not written by one of the 12, but he was the first one to actually write down the gospel, to put it into words so that it could be kept for perpetuity. So we give him credit for that. So that's a little bit about Matthew. Levi, however, that's one of the things when we're working with this group of people. There's a lot of multiple names because there's confusions about translations, and there's confusions between first names and surnames, and there's all that stuff. So we have to bear with that a little bit. But that's what we know about Matthew today. Well, y'all take good care of yourselves, watch out for others, and be safe. We'll talk to you later.